Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here to some more Pokemon Leak. So we have quite a bit going on, quite a bit to talk about, and it looks like there's finally going to be a Generation 9 Pokemon I'm not going to hate. Just from this picture right here, it's like, yo, that's a pretty cool looking Pokemon. So it's going to be a Hakefish, and this has been floating around for a while, but the problem is when you just get this, like, okay, cool, video over, see you guys later on September 8th. Doesn't really feel that great, but it's pretty cool. Also, that's what it's based off of. Got a crazy Japanese fish, but then it's getting Pokemonified. And hopefully there's not some stupid over-design or Generation 9 syndrome thing that ends up ruining it, but that is pretty cool. And also, we've had, like, a lot of crazy updates about, like, story and game information, so we get to go and break that down. So, the real leaker reveals the amount of new abilities and moves. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet will have between 21 and 40 new abilities, as well as 46 and 65 new moves. Now, that's where things get just, like, heavy and complicated, which is like, okay, how do we put that into perspective? How do we figure out all of that stuff? But before we do, because that could get, like, long and boring and hurts audience retention, there's more things to talk about. So, let's start off with this one. 4 sub-legendary Pokemon are not a part of the main plot. That's actually really cool. So once again, just like the story is so expansive and so free, just do whatever you want. The amount of limitations and gating seems about as minimal as possible. So yeah, you can do that. You need to unlock Koraidon, Miraidon ride forms to challenge the Psychic Gym first. How that was initially stated, but then it was also kind of said like, actually you don't even need to do that. You will get ambushed by level 45 to level 50 Pokemon on your way to the Psychic Gym. Now, if we go to the map, that also kind of like makes things even crazier. So apparently, the Psychic Gym is this one, and that's going to be the 8th gym. And I guess you can see it, like, yeah, if you add Koraidon, Miraidon, you just walk over that mountain, and then you're good to go. But it seems like there's going to be like a cave or some kind of path that makes it a bit more tricky. Or actually, that'd actually be, it's an open world game. So, the more you think about that, also getting, like, little bits of official and leaked information, like, once you unlock whatever goes on for Koraidon, Miraidon, you go here, and then you just walk up the mountain, or however the flying works. I don't know if it's as crazy, like, you get up here and you can fly all the way across like that, but then it makes your adventure simpler, but there's going to be, like, more story elements to get to that point. So I guess that's what the Path of Legends is about, or, again, just gym challenge. Just do whatever you want. And that's actually pretty neat. I feel like to actually get to that point, if you're just farming just the level 45 and 50 Pokemon that are supposed to be making it difficult, that's potential experience. Now, maybe it feels more like Victory Road in that sense, because, it's quite the slog just to get to the last gym if you can't fly or climb over everything. But again, the story just seems cooler and cooler as we go. That's the wrong button. There we go. Gym recommendation order, so this is just kind of like the level order. Bug Grass into Electric Water, makes sense. Normal Ghost, Ice, Psychic. Now, also, allegedly, and I'm going to be doing like a video on the map breakdown just from all the information, the Ghost Gym is the second one on the mountain, and then the Ice Gym is also the other one on the mountain, so stories come together pretty well. Story spoilers. Trainers do not block players in this game. You can go to challenge a champion with 0 badges, but you will be failed. So, like, yeah, you could just do whatever. You can go to the championship, or, like, you can go to the final area of the game, but you actually need all the badges to become champion rank. And that's one of the things I was talked about officially, where you have to do the champion test. Consequences of failing is being kicked out, but you can always retry. Even if you beat the champion, you need all 8 gym badges to become the rank. It'll just kick you out otherwise. I still think that's actually really cool. So, the challenge, according to this, like, you beat the champion. You can fight the champion. It just doesn't matter because, like, it's like, okay, congratulations, but now you need to get all the 8 badges because that's the other part of the test. So it's not even like doing the 8th gym first. You can actually do champion first. If that's how it goes, that's cool. Why do people want scaling to ruin that? Idiots. I don't know. Wild Pokemon surprise attack by running behind you. Tauros, Mankey, Cloth, unrevealed Grasshopper Pokemon cause irritation while chasing you. Also, one of the dogs, a chili pepper Pokemon, all of them chase you non-stop. You really have to run away to escape. or it'll still be an obstacle. So ambushes are going to be pretty crazy, it looks like. And another Pokemon Legends Arceus feature returns. You can throw your Pokemon at wild Pokemon, but you can't catch them by throwing Pokeballs in the overworld. That just seems like the thing we just got. Let's see, to encounter these Pokemon, is there a way of running into them, or can you throw your own Pokemon at them if you like, how in Pokemon Legends Arceus? Yes. I'm guessing that's with these ambush Pokemon. Like, if you know where the ambush Pokemon is, or if you see them first, you can initiate the battle that way. But you can't just throw a Pokeball and, like, cheese it. So you can either do, like, just have your Pokemon out in the wild start that fight for you, or you just get run over. Either way, that is some pretty interesting stuff. But now let's go back to the talk of all the new moves and abilities. Because, yeah, when you look at it, a lot of it is exclusive. And that is the path that we've been down for the last couple of generations. Really making itself obvious in Generation 7, but still being pretty prevalent in Generation 6. So, Snipe Shot, Jaw Lock, Stuffed Cheeks, No Retreat, Tar Shot, Magic Powder, all of these are exclusive moves. Now, what's going to be interesting is, like, some of these seem like they could just expand into other Pokemon, like Octolock. Why is that not on Octillery? Well, we saw this in Generation 7 into, like, the games after that one, where we had moves like Strength Sap just being exclusive to Shiinotic and then expanding out. Otherwise, exclusive moves in the next generation or the follow-up games eventually actually expand into the rest of the Pokemon once that's kind of broken down. Now, if all of them, like, not all of them will get it, but now figuring out which ones will is kind of interesting. Court Change. Yeah, remember that was a move Cinderace got. Didn't really go anywhere, but that was still a thing. And then it wasn't just the moves that were like exclusive new Pokemon, just random moves like Body Press just being available for everyone and really changing up how the tank metagame plays. Iron Defense Body Press, that like made tons of Pokemon movesets. And like the weird thing is only native to Regigigas, like only a natural learn on Regigigas, but then just a TR for tons of Pokemon. So brand new move, not exclusive, random TR that a ton of Pokemon learn. So I kind of like that idea where it's like, oh, this doesn't mean like we're going to be getting straight up all these new Pokemon based off the moves or all these new abilities based off the moves. It could just be an expansion to the game. And to a degree, we can also kind of go into a lot of the tutor moves that we got with the Isle of Armor. But that was DLC, but it could still just be a base feature in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Now, my only issue with this is just how it's reported, but we already know that the Pokemon Leak community is just filled with weirdos. They love being lied to and clickbaited and manipulated, and then they just have, like, the weirdest takes about everything, and then get upset when their fanfiction doesn't become reality. Like, this isn't massive. This is just playing off of Pokemon Sword and Shield when you break down this amount of information. I feel like there's been actually a lot more other massive information even discussed in this video. So, yeah, like overhyping, just like simple information, but still pretty interesting nonetheless. As we get into abilities, and also some new moves and overall crazy metagame warping stuff, like Shed Tail. If that's exclusive to Cyclizar is still going to be very useful, but it also makes sense to put this on tons of lizard Pokemon that already exist, or snake Pokemon that already exist. So Rule Edge just seems busted. Like, it's built to be a sweeper. This thing's gonna have like 115 speed, 130 attack. Frail as hell, but that doesn't matter, especially when you can terrestrialize weaknesses around. And then it gets a fire-type stab that heals, so just better leech life, and you can play into that. That's going to be terrifying. Cloth has an ability that just kind of bakes in as a Shell Smash. It's half a Shell Smash, but still nuts. And we haven't seen too much else on top of that. So, yeah, the starters are going to get their own exclusive moves and gimmicks, and maybe some of them are going to be, like, again, meta-defining, busted, like we saw with Cinderace. It's kind of, and also even Rillaboom, but that took, like, DLC and extra stuff and hidden abilities to a degree. But even then, like, yeah, these Pokemon were just good. And Inteleon, still, like, a strong, competent sweeper Pokemon, just did not get to survive in the Dynamax. But then Terrestrializing is just going to make everything viable, and I'm going to reiterate this every time it comes up. The coolest thing about Terrestrializing is that it's for everyone. Every casual player can now have good access to competitive potential and actually have, like, the chance to survive in a competitive environment by honing everything around their main gimmick, making their favorite Pokemon more usable than ever before with some kind of, like, crazy, unpredictable terrestrial move they can pour all of their brain cells, all of their IQ into one galaxy brain strategy that no one can really predict or plan for, that can at least offset some of the skill gap and Pokemon gap that will develop from just any kind of gaming in general. So yeah, I think that's going to be really cool, and then that's going to further the Pokemon development, and then that just plays in with all the new moves and abilities, and then some Pokemon just get access to it, and everyone just feels a little better. We also see like stat adjustments and other little bits of tweaks for Pokemon. I don't think Game Freak goes as hard as they could have, and especially with, like, Pokemon Sword and Shield. Like, there needs to be more ability shuffling and hidden ability changes and stuff to make Pokemon more viable. But overall, everything is looking in a good direction, and the leaks are interesting. I've given up on Generation 9, like, designs. Like, the game's gonna be the best game, but the worst design generation. However, there's still, like, those little interesting things. Draft Rig is gonna be cool when we get that official reveal. Some of the Bigfoot sighting late 90s resolution images do give me, like, a little bit of hope for some interesting designs to be coming out. And that's where we are right now. So if you guys enjoy the video, hope you have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.